My name is Holly Folger. I'm an actress, the not-so-famous kind, writer, producer, and I'm out to help girls and women everywhere discover their inner legend. Legends inspire us through their character, courage, and commitment. True Beauty Discovery has created 7 legends that reflect this individual spirit of beauty. My legend happens to be the dreamer. Let me tell you about my journey as a dreamer. Cleveland is a city of ethnic neighborhoods, suburbs, and has always been a city with strong working-class roots. My mom was a nurse and my dad a salesman, both born in suburbs of Cleveland, Lorraine and Elyria respectively, and both just west of Cleveland. They ultimately settled in Lakewood, Ohio, and that's where I grew up. From the time I was 13 years old, I would walk down this street home from Lakewood High School, and I would dream about so many things. I would dream about being an actor, but more important, I would dream about being a famous model so I could prove those boys wrong who barked at me when I walked down this street. And it was right about here. I was walking home, carrying my books. 9th grade had just started, feeling kind of cool, like perhaps 9th grade might be fun. And this car full of boys drives by, and it beeped at me, and I was sort of like, oh my God, I'm cool. And so I thought, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm kind of cool. And then they all leaned out the window and they barked at me, and they called me an ugly dog. It was horrible. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna walk home. I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry till I get home. It was awful. But this is home. I grew up here. I think my dreamer roots began right here at 1217 Gill Avenue. Being a dreamer fueled my self-expression and allowed me to imagine all that I could be, leading me to many places. Dreamers are idealists, they're very imaginative, and oh yes, that's Tom Hanks, and that's me. He's the famous kind of actor, and Tom Hanks is a dreamer. Being a dreamer got me out of Cleveland, but now being a dreamer has brought me back to Cleveland. I came back for a lot of reasons. My family, my business, True Beauty Discovery, and the chance to create something here that's all about empowering women and girls. The Cleveland marketing company, Studio Think, has helped me to realize the vision of True Beauty Discovery. And my friend and filmmaker, Michael Goy, has allowed me to create it. Michael and I were interviewed on a local news program by Alexa Lee and Joe Cronauer. As we explained True Beauty Discovery, we told them about the focus group we put together. We interviewed these amazing girls in the focus group.
Just being comfortable in yourself.
Being confident about your natural self. I think beauty is authentic.
Asking them questions about beauty and self-esteem. Honestly, I fell in love with all of them. But the one I related to the most was the one who embodied the legend that fit me, the dreamer, and her name is Grace Kenny.
The one I paid attention to the most and that kind of like stuck with me is the dreamer. I like to imagine things. Oh, what's going to be in the future?
See, Grace and I are both dreamers, so I wanted to show her that there are dreamers everywhere, that we're everywhere. So I did some exploring. George Vlasic.
Yep, that's right.
This is the coolest store I've ever seen.
Thanks, yeah.
Seriously, tell me about it.
I mean, we're artists and designers.
Right.
I've been drawing since I was 2 years old, and art is a God-given talent. And it just, my parents recognized it at an early age. And
On the Etch-a-Sketch, right?
Not even on the Etch-a-Sketch
Okay,
yet. So
okay.
I'm just drawing and coloring and having fun, you know, watching cartoons growing up and,
Yeah.
and coloring books. And picked up an Etch-a-Sketch when I was 10 years old. And it was just kind of another canvas for me to work on. But I remember doing the first athlete I did on the Etch-a-Sketch, because I love sports,
Right.
was Lawrence Taylor. And he was from the New York Giants, and
Right.
he autographed it for me.
He did.
And I went to the training camp, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if Lawrence Taylor autographed it, why not other athletes?
Right.
And you know, at the time, I would spend a lot of time doing the Etch-a-Sketch just because it was fun for me to do. But kids, you know, when you're 12 years old, would kind of tease you and make fun of you and that
Right.
type of stuff. Well, the next person I did was Cal Ripken.
Oh.
And he invited me on the field.
He did?
And he said, come back and maybe, you know, on Sunday or whatever, when we're done with the weigh stand, I'll, you know, have a bat for you or something. So I knocked on the, it was at the old municipal stadium. I
Right.
knocked on the door. The security guard came out and I said, well, you know, I had this
How old were you?
I was probably 11, 12 years
Right.
old.
That's
And he
okay.
said, he goes, all right, let me go see. And sure enough, the door opens up. And it's not the security guard, but it's Cal Ripken. And
Yeah.
he's out in the concourse and he's like, hey, George, how's it going? Thanks for doing this for me and everything. This is amazing. Here's my bat. And two of my kids from
Right.
school or whatever saw this and they're like, whoa. And everybody heard about it in school and they stopped making fun of me after that. And I did a video of LeBron James in 2007 when the Cavs went to the NBA Finals of me creating the Etch-a-Sketch from start to finish. Turns out we did a whole campaign around it called One Town, One Team, One Dream. My dad wrote the rap song for it because he loves to write music. And we did a t-shirt around it. And that was the first time we did t-shirts. And we're like, this was a lot of fun. You know, we should do more of this. And you say about dreamers too. I mean, I was playing with a toy and no one saw, everybody looked at it as just a toy.
Right.
And it was really cool through the years of practice and perseverance, you know, that I turned this toy into and people look at it as an art form now. So, and it started our business of what we create now with the t-shirts. And so you never know how silly or how, you know, what your talent might be.
Right.
Stick with it if you really love it and enjoy it because you never know where it's going to lead. So.
I want Grace to understand that her creative talents will lead her to amazing places. And speaking of creative, look at her locker. Grace and her family live in West Park, which is a very working-class community of Cleveland. The house they live in has been Grace's dad Brian's house since he was 13 years old. What I love most about Grace and her family is how loving and generous they are. When I came to interview Grace, her father made me lunch. I got to meet her dog Luna and hang out with the family. Brian is an arson investigator and her mom Pia is a registered nurse. Her older brother Ethan is her biggest supporter. They are all lovely, and they made me feel like I was part of their family. After lunch, Grace took me upstairs to show me her room and give us some time to talk. Tell me about you. Tell me about Grace.
Well, my name is obviously Grace. I'm 14. I go to school at Lutheran West. I'm in high school. I'm in 9th grade. And on my first day of school, I was really, really nervous because I didn't know anyone there. So I was just nervous, no one was gonna talk to me.
Wasn't it the first day that you were in a mainstream school? Because you've gone through a lot.
Yeah.
You have spent a lot of time in and out of the hospital, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that.
I'm kind of used to it now, but because I have to get sometimes I have to get surgery because for my because I have mitochondrial disease, I can't function well without 24 hours without
How do you say it again?
mitochondrial
Mitochondrial?
water or food. So I have to be hooked up to a machine that gives me IV fluids, and that's basically giving me the nutrients and the water and the food I need.
And you have something that's called Noonan syndrome, yes? And so that affects you how?
Well, that's what makes me short.
Okay.
And that's what makes me fatigue. So at the end of the day, I don't know if you can see it right now. You probably can't have dark circles.
Yeah, because you get really tired.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. So when we did our focus group and you picked the dreamer, so tell me why you picked this and tell me about that part of you.
Well,
Okay.
I picked the dreamer because I like to imagine things. I like to imagine what's gonna happen in the future. My first job, when I'm 18, be a child life specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the kids' rooms, and then they calm them down. They're just there for the kids to distract them from the needle. I can relate to them on missing your family, your dog, your cat, whatever animal you have, your brother, your
Why?
sister.
Because you've been in the hospital so much?
Yes, so my mom's you can talk to them and say oh, I know what it feels like to be in the hospital, and wanting to go to school, wanting to go see your friends, wanting to go to the store, to even just for a few minutes.
I think you're really brave. I really do.
Thank you.
Do you think you're brave?
Well, I think I'm brave because I've had to go through a lot of surgeries and I don't know, just normal people, things don't normal kids don't have to go through.
That's got to be hard. Yeah. Yeah. I have to be honest with you. You've touched my heart in a way that I don't even get it, but you really have. I'm so glad we're friends. I'm so glad that you picked the dreamer and I picked the dreamer. And here's what I want to do next. I want to see how we can express ourselves through our clothes and our, maybe a little bit of makeup.
I like the dreamer because it says it's Karen, whimsical, and then imaginative.
Is that you?
Yes.
Oh, I think it is. And off we went to do a little shopping in Gordon Square at Ocean Boutique. You got to help me pick out a pair of earrings.
Okay. Which ones do you like? This one and this one?
I like this one and this one. Which do you like?
I like this one better.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, I think I might try these on. Hang on. Let's go try on a few other things. You want to?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Grace proved that she had a very strong fashion sense, and now it was time for her to have a makeup lesson with Melissa McNamara.
I'm so excited to work with you today. So, you're 14, right?
Yes.
At 14, you don't want to wear too much makeup because it doesn't look natural and it just it takes away from your natural beauty and makes you look a little bit too made up. Do you know what I mean by that? Let's start with a brush set. So, what we're going to need an eyeshadow brush.
Okay.
Another eyeshadow brush. We're also going to need a blush brush.
Okay.
So let's get into some color. Perfect. So I want you to take a look in the mirror and tell me, how do you feel? You feel what? You are beautiful.
Then it was time to wear our dreamer outfits, talk about what we learned from one another, and eat some ice cream. Oh no. Do I talk wrong? So, I'm just so happy we kind of think alike. I got you something. Do you see this? This is mine. It says my name and it says Forever a Dreamer. Okay? This means that you and I are kind of like, here's yours. Yours says your name and Forever a Dreamer.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Can you get it or you want me to do it?
I don't want to drop it on the ice cream.
I think I got it.
Did you get it? Grace, hi.
Thank you.
Yeah, that way we'll always kind of like, if I'm ever thinking about you and I'm kind of missing you, I can do this. There's the dreamer. There's the dreamer. Sweet Pete. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what else I learned from you? I learned about honesty and I learned about bravery. I really did. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Grace.
I love you, Holly.
Oh. Oh, of course. All right, wait. Selfie?
Yeah.
All right, wait. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Ready? All right. We're superheroes, right? Are we? Go. Come in here. Get in here. All right, ready? Ah! 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 Yes! 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 Oh, I love that. And there you have it. Look at all those dreamers. I loved exploring what makes a dreamer, and I loved finding dreamers among all of us. Are you ready to discover your inner legend?